Hello folks. Today is a very rainy day here in Orlando, so I thought I would do some of my best rainy day tips for the theme parks. Obviously, some people don't like to go to the theme parks when it's raining. Personally, it's one of my favorite times because it actually means it's quieter. When I decided to come to the parks today, I really wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I was just going to do a bit of a vlog of my day. Also, do you like my shirt? It's a Shrek shirt. I have waffles for breakfast like almost every morning, so my partner thought it would be perfect for me. But yeah, I was just gonna do sort of like a vlog of my day, but given that it's raining, it's lightning, it's like this is the weather in Orlando right now. It's not good. I thought I would do some of my favorite tips because going to a theme park on a rainy day is definitely not like going to it on a normal day. A lot of things end up being closed because of the weather, and it's not too bad at Universal. A lot of the rides are inside. So there's about 40 something rides at Universal Orlando, and very few of them, or at least very few of the roller coasters, are actually outside. So while the wet weather does affect it, it doesn't affect it as much as you'd think. So at the moment, let me have a look on our app. Okay, if we look on the thing, the park doesn't open till 9 AM. It is currently 8:52. So some things aren't open because the park's not open. But I can take a guess on what will continue to stay closed. Dr. Doom's Fearful isn't open. Because of the lightning, I doubt it will open at 9 AM. Same with Dudley Do-Right's Ripshaw Falls. E.T. Adventure is delayed for weather, but that's an inside ride, so I'm actually not sure about why. Maybe there's a leak or something. Flight of the Hippogriff, delayed for weather. Hagrid's, delayed for weather. Gringotts doesn't open till 9, that is an inside ride, so it's unlikely it'll close. Forbidden Journey is open, it's also at a 50-minute wait time, and the park isn't even open yet. The Hogwarts Express is open. No, it's not open yet at all. I lied. But that's not going to close, I don't think. I doubt it'll close. Rip Ride Rocket doesn't open till 9:15 for some reason, but that, with the lightning, will not open. Jurassic Park River Adventure is delayed for weather. So is Velocicoaster. Kang and Kudo's Twirl and Hurl in the Simpsons Land is open at 10 AM instead of 9 AM. I'll assume that's because of the weather. Men in Black open, only a 5-minute wait time. Popeye and Bluto's Rat Barges are delayed for weather, unsurprisingly. Pterodon Flyers also delayed for weather. Race Through New York, 10-minute wait. Revenge of the Mummy, 15-minute wait. Skull Island, 9 AM. That is an inside ride. I doubt it'll close. It might actually. I think part of it's outside. Stormforce Acceleron, 5 minutes. Spider-Man, 5 minutes. Cat in the Hat, 5 minutes. High in the Sky, Zeus Train Trolley Ride, closed for weather. Hulk, closed for weather. Simpsons opens at 9, inside ride, so that's not going to be closed. Transformers in a 5-minute wait. So there aren't many rides that do close during the weather, but that's because most of them are inside, which is a very smart thing on Universal's behalf to have most of their rides inside. Especially given that, especially during the summer, Florida is known for being extremely predictable with its weather. Like when I used to be a lifeguard at Walt Disney World. Every day on the dot, about 3 o'clock, it would rain. It was just known. Like if you had an afternoon shift, you knew you were going to close the pool. Or work in the rain if there was no lightning. So, based on that, here are some of my top tips for going to the theme parks during the rain, especially going to Universal during the rain. Before coming down to Florida, I definitely recommend downloading the WeatherBug app. I'm just trying to find it on my phone. It looks like this. I would definitely download and familiarize yourself with the app before coming. This is the app that as lifeguards at Disney World, we use to tell when to close the pool. So it currently says the closest strike is 0 miles away in the last 30 minutes. So it's basically right on top of us. And if you look on the lightning map, if it says the closest strike is 0 miles away from us in the last 30 minutes. And at Disney World, at least, with the pools, I believe it was 10 miles we closed the pool at. So if you have this app and it's telling you, you know, it's 10 miles away, you know everything's going to be closed. It also provides, as I showed before, a nice little overview of the rain in, I mean, you can use this across the US, I'm almost certain, but I just know that as a theme park worker, this is what we used to use. And so using it yourself, you're going to get a better idea of what everyone else is seeing and whether things are going to be closed. So currently it looks like there's a lot of rain, but also on the hourly, let's see what it says. It says it's only going to rain 50% chance 9 a.m., 30% chance 10 a.m. And if you go to Disney, it's known as the Disney bubble. It seems to rain everywhere in Orlando except for Disney. So there is a chance you would get lucky if it's raining all across Orlando, but you're going to Disney and it's not going to rain at Disney. Universal, I don't believe, has the same bubble. Alex and I came here for a date night on Thursday, and we were looking at the rain and it literally looked like it was raining at Universal and nowhere else. So it seems to be the opposite here. Okay, but tip number 2. So tip number 1, download WeatherBug. It's what all the theme park workers use, and you'll get a better idea of what's going to be closed, what's not. Tip number 2, bring a rain jacket for 1. Don't bring an umbrella because it gets really windy in Florida and an umbrella is kind of impractical sometimes. A rain jacket is also easy to stuff in a bag or whatever, but also a poncho is good because it's a lot more lightweight and you can put your bag underneath it, unless you have a rain jacket that's big enough to put your bag under. But yeah, having like a small poncho in your bag at all times, it also comes in handy on the water rides. It means you can protect your stuff and it's not going to get wet. But I find I normally do have a poncho in my bag. I don't today. So that's my fault. I do have a rain jacket though. So when I get out of the car, I will be putting that on straight away. Tip number 1, WeatherBug. Tip number 2, rain jacket and or poncho. Tip number 3, don't not go to the parks. Seriously, especially Universal where everything's inside. If you have decided that today is your day you're going to go to the parks, don't not go, because you will have just as much fun in the rain. You will have less wait times generally, because a lot of people decide to not go when it's raining, especially locals. I mean, personally, I see the rain and I go, let's go, because it's going to be less queues. But you definitely have shorter wait times when you go during the rain. Okay, tip number 4. This may sound counterintuitive. This may sound counterintuitive, but wear like flip-flops. Your feet are going to get soaked either way. Like, I haven't done Universal in the rain, I don't think ever. So I will get back to you on whether it's the same here. Disney World is known to flood. Like, it's known for their really bad plumbing or whatever, like stormwater system, and like the roads on Main Street and things like that, they get really wet. And your feet are going to get soaked regardless. If you have a pair of flip-flops in your bag, stick them on, or some Crocs. Crocs would be better actually, because then they're not going to fall off on rides. But something like that the water's just going to drain out of is going to leave you without soaking wet shoes. Because it will get nicer. Like, the weather today is only supposed to be raining until 10 o'clock. Like, that's a whole rest of the day that it's going to be nice and you're going to be stuck with soggy socks and gross shoes. So open-toed shoes, flip-flops, Crocs, anything like that are perfect for the rain. You're also not worried about, you know, things getting ruined or anything like that. I'm wearing my Air Forces and I'm having big regrets. When we left the house this morning, it was not raining like this. So I was expecting it to drizzle a bit, and I was like, oh, that'll be fine, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. But after this, I might look at getting myself a pair of Crocs, because Crocs are perfect for days like this. Completely perfect for days like this at the parks. So to recap: 1, weather bug; 2, raincoat or poncho; 3, don't not go to the parks; 4, Crocs, open-toed shoes, flip-flops, something like that. And we'll end with 5, just nice uneven number. Okay, 5 isn't so much a tip, it's just a reminder: be kind and courteous to everyone, because working in the wet weather sucks, and all the theme park workers, like, they are only doing what they're told. So if they're telling you you can't go out in the rain, if they're advising you not to go to different areas because of the lightning, follow what they're saying. Follow what they're saying, because 1, they're paid to do it. It's their only job is to keep you safe. Like, what? But 2, like, don't get mad at them for it, because they're just doing what their supervisors told them to do. They're doing what all the procedures are telling them to do. They're just trying to keep you safe, and they don't want to go out into the lightning themselves. I know as a lifeguard, when I was at Disney World, if the lightning was bad, if we had like a 10-mile warning, close the pool, and then if it was like it is right now, it's at 0 miles, we would have a freeze. You weren't allowed to go anywhere. If guests were moving places, you couldn't really stop them, but you were told, you know, you're not supposed to go between different areas. Like, normally when you're closed for lightning, you still rotate between different areas, because you then like rotate onto your break and stuff like that. But when it gets too close, they freeze. So follow what the team members are saying, follow what the cast members are saying. The only job is to keep you safe. Like, if they're saying don't go in the water, don't go in the water. There's a reason for it. And then things like, I realized when I was coming through parking, people don't turn their wipers off when they're next to the cast member, like the team member. Team member at Universal, not cast member. So just turn off your wipers. They don't really want to get soaked when they're sorting out your parking. So I've never been a parking team member, but like, I worked at a drive-thru and a fast food place when I was younger, and it would always suck when people left their wipers on in the rain, because it meant you were getting wet. So just remember to turn your wipers off. You don't need them on when you're going through the parking booth, and just be kind and courteous. So they are my top 5 tips for dealing with wet weather while going to a theme park. I'm going to show you around Universal now in the rain. It should be raining for the next hour or so, and then it should stop, so we'll see what I do. I was actually planning on taking my iPad and doing some little bits of work, but with the weather like this, I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to leave my iPad in the car. Yeah, and that's all. Let's see what it's like. It is wet. Dang.
Please watch your step.
It's a little wet. There's a lot of ponchos out. Note to self, bring something to wipe off my camera lens with. I just gave my grandparents a tour of the park, so now I'm soaked. But we're gonna film again. Let's go. I got cat hair everywhere. There's a lot of things that are weather delayed. I just went over there while I was giving my grandparents a tour, and while it looks like Velocicoaster is running, it's actually not got any people on. So I believe how it works is that when there's lightning, it won't run at all, but when it's just rain, they can actually test it to prepare to bring more people on. At the moment, when I looked last, it said the rain was going to clear up within the next hour, so I'm gonna chill, stay here, and see if it does clear up, just in case I can go on things. But yeah, things are pretty much, a lot of things are weather closed. Even things that I wouldn't have thought would be weather closed are closed. But basically every ride that goes even partially outside is weather closed. Which means over here in Islands of Adventure, there's not many things open. But in studios, a lot of the rides are outside, or inside, even. Rip Ride Rocket isn't. I think Rip Ride Rocket is the only ride the other side that's... I'm like running through the park map in my head. Rip Ride Rocket and the Kang and Kudos Swirl are the only rides outside in studios. So I would assume everything else would be open. Although when I looked before, as I said, I did say ET was closed for weather, which I don't know why, because that's all inside. It's starting to brighten up. And I will say, there's a lot of puddles on the floor, a lot of water sitting on the floor. I've walked, like, tiptoed through a lot of puddles. So I stand by my recommendation for flip-flops or Crocs while in this weather. Do you like my hat? I want to do a fit check because my outfit's amazing. Okay. Here's my outfit. And as you saw before, I do have a Shrek t-shirt on under this. But this is my rain jacket. It's the only one I have. I need to get a new one that fits me properly. This is slightly too small. Yeah, so my biggest tip for theme parks in the rain is don't let the rain ruin your day. It'll disappear. This is Florida. During summer, the rain is pretty predictable. Around 3 o'clock, like mid-afternoon, every day it will rain. It'll disappear within an hour or two. Like, don't let it ruin your day. I mean, the perks of the rain is there's all these cute little duckies around. There's some little duck and ducklings. I think they're the same ones I saw the other day. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it to studios during the rain, so I might just walk around here, walk around Hogsmeade a little bit, show you around some more of the theme park in the rain. You know what I want to do? I want to do Poseidon's Fury. I've never done Poseidon's Fury. Although because it's wet, that actually was weather closed before, and I was surprised by that. I thought it was an inside ride. So I'm gonna go to that and see if it's gonna open. It said it was gonna open at 10. It's 10:17, so it might be open. And hopefully I can dry off a bit in there, because I'm soaked. We're gonna give Hagrid's a go and see how long the single rider queue is here. It's 10:26. Set a 60-minute queue. I'm hoping single rider is open a little closer. And I'm off the ride. My flipping GoPro would not turn off apparently, so it's almost dead. So this vlog is not going to go on for much longer. Literally, I have 10% battery left, and it was at 70 when I got the